What is up, designer friends? Wow, the websites that we have for you today are just amazing. I don't know, all the talent has been poured into last month's publishing amazing websites. I'm super excited to show you what we have for you today. Let's dive into this. So the first website that I want to show you is the website of Bruno Arizio and Studio BA here. Let me just reload it so that you can enjoy this nice loading animation. This website, Bruno is a fantastic designer. By the way, he's been on the channel for an interview. We're going to link this below, so you might want to check this out. He is very influenced by architecture, and you can see this website scrolls kind of horizontally, and it's very, very kind of super well organized, you know, very grid-based, and everything here is so clean, yet the interactions and the way that you scroll, this really feels like a magazine with fantastic typography. Everything here and the whole kind of visual language of the lines is just so good, right? The way that you can see the projects, the way that sometimes it scrolls, now it starts to scroll up and down. Everything here is just wow. So you can jump here into the summary. This is basically like going into the main navigation where, again, you can scroll from here. And all the tiny little details, like, you know, when you scroll here to BA, it's Bruno Arizio. Everything here is just so well done. And I know what you're always saying, oh, but how does this work on mobile? You should check this website on mobile because it looks just beautiful and everything just works fantastic on mobile as well. The last thing here is that he's finishing it up with a colophon, really just like a magazine, just noting who designed it, who developed it, what font they're using, very magazine-like. So I really like all the reference. There's a lot of reference here to architecture, to design, Swiss design, magazine design, a lot of things that, you know, really shows the quality of design that he has. I really love the experience of checking out this website. You really want to try it yourself to see how well it is designed. Again, all the small details, I'm blown away. Like, he's a Brazilian designer based in London sometimes, so you can see the time in both time zones. I really like all the details, all the interactions. Very simple, right? It's just type in lines and circles, yet it's just blows me away. All right, the second website that I want to show you today is this website from a notebook company called Karst. Karst? Yes, Karst. Now, what I love here is, did you see this? Like, there's all kinds of animation and interactions just moving into one another, and we're going to see this. So this starts with a line interaction, turns into a 3D rendering of the notebook. So this is basically an e-commerce website of they're making notebooks from not just paper, from, like, they call it stone paper. So it's kind of sustainable. But again, this is an e-commerce website. So let's dive into this for a second. So here, this looks like, you know, just an e-commerce website, right? They have a product shot, right? But if you go here and change the colors, all of a sudden these things move. All of a sudden you realize this is actually like a 3D version. So it's all the movement between the type of visual that you see. Is this an illustration? Is this a 3D rendering? I feel like it's so well done. The way that they're using it, you're not really sure, is this video? Is this a 3D rendering, right? Because it looks like super realistic rendering of a notebook. So it doesn't feel like we chose 3D for the sake of 3D. They just chose it to make it look like ultra real. And I love this. I really love this. And on top of that, you know, just reading, of course, they're doing this so they have this environmental standpoint about, you know, keeping the earth and sustainability and all of that. And I like how they've actually also put this into copyright. So they wrote here, there is no planet B yet. And they're referencing to Elon Musk planning to move to Mars, right? So whether Elon likes it or not, we're all going to have to live on this planet for a while yet. So I like this. They're putting their message out there. And I always love a website that combines a great product, a great message, together with a great design. So I really enjoyed this website from Karst. I don't know who designed this, but it's really well done. The next website that I want to show you is from this brand called Mammoth. And this is a really simple website, yet you scroll through it, immediately you feel like this 3D vibe, right? But to be honest, there's not much going on here, right? It's just that they've put these little leaves here with a parallax effect on top of the photo. When it scrolls in different, speeds, it feels like you're in a camera. It feels like you're dropping through the woods. So in a very, very simple design kind of trick, it created depth and 3D feeling into this website. Now, this website, it also is very, very well designed in terms of the use of grid here and layout is very, very clear. But then again, it's not boring. They've used the grid. You can very clearly see the columns of the grid. They've used this in a very, very interesting way so that it's not boring, right? And the interactions, when you click on these experiences, it just grows, and then you can scroll here. So again, another website that is very, very influenced by this what's called the Swiss typography or the international style. You know what they're coming from in terms of where they took their design inspiration, but they took this to the next level. It's not just grid based. It's not just like these sans serif Helvetica like fonts. They've actually pushed it further to break out of the box and create a very, very interesting layout that is still very, very readable, very, very clean, but looks really, really nice. I love this website. It's so simple. There's not much to it, but I think it looks super, super slick. And I loved how they use the typography and the grid here. The next website is, this one is totally 3D. So this is a website in Norwegian about the effects of weed on the brain. Now, I can't really read what's going on here, but this is like a very, very heavy 3D use. But here it's not like 3D rendering of a video. This is actually, being rendered in the browser when you're scrolling through this, and you can actually interact with these 3D objects, right? So you can, when you click on one of these, the camera will slide into it and give you some more information. So I really, really like how they've did this. This is, in a sense, very clear, right? You always have this kind of article or content on the left, and you have the visualization, including some more info here on the right. And then you have your navigation here. You can see where you are in the website, in the very long scroll on the website. So this is a really, really, in this case, I feel like it's not just the trendy use of 3D. A lot of people, us included, right? We love to use 3D to create cool objects, but here they've used this to really educate and help you interact using the 3D object, which I think is very, very cool. So another well-designed website, even though they have these fancy graphic, it's still very easy to consume the text, right? It's very easy to get the content itself, not just being blown away by the visuals. So I really, really like this. I don't even know if this website is pro-weed, against weed, because I can't read this Norwegian stuff, but I really, really liked the website. Now, the last website that I want to show you comes from Google, and this is actually a very interesting website as well. They're talking about how, when advertisers use machine learning and AI in advertising, a lot of times this would cause, biases and insult people with the ads that they're seeing. So this is really interesting. This is also kind of an article to educate, but they've came up with a very, very interesting design language. You see this kind of a text ASCII art in the background, and on top of that there is this mesh up of images, this kind of I forgot the word, of like collage of images, one on top of the other, a lot of times from different, races and backgrounds. And I think this is really, really, this is one of those websites where I'm like, I do not know how to do this. I don't know how they created this. This is basically something that was created by code. I don't think this is a video, but I just don't know. But this basically is interesting, by the way. Check the link, because it does teaches you, how the algorithm works and what is machine learning bias. But I think it's really, really great kind of scrolling experience, because you get to see the text, and then the visual really helps to emphasize on that. And I think the design language that they came here with is very, very nice. Note these. So we have this visual language for the ASCII with the collage. Then we have here typography, that something always happens on it. There's also this handwritten kind of titles. So I think this is really, really beautiful. way to kind of show something that is combine computer art, because we are talking here about machine learning and AI, with something that is feels very, very human and personal. I feel like this combination was done here very, very well done, putting the personal into the computer thing. I don't know if this is Google internal team or they hired some agency to design this experience, but I really, really like this, and I appreciate Google putting so much effort and design effort into, educating people about, biases and stuff like that. So I think this is a really, really well done work. And it kind of shows you this is very, very not a cliche design language. What we see here, it's not just a photo, it's not just a 3D rendering, it's something that a designer really thought brought art and personality into it, which I think is really, really great. Well done, Google. All right, I hope you let me know in the comments which was your favorite website this week, this month, and if you have any questions about how to build this besides this crazy thing, let us know. Maybe we'll do a Webflow tutorial about how to set these things up in Webflow, and we'll see you on the next video.